Hello everyone, welcome to another Soul Search, which is an exploring episode. Today I'm at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, and the reason I'm here is because across the street in the subdivision is the Exorcist house. Now, if you live in St. Louis and you're interested in the paranormal, you're going to drive by this house at least one time. What I want to do today is take a look into the story of the 1949 exorcism. Now, exorcisms took place at 3 different locations. They took place at the house we're getting ready to drive by. They also took place at the St. Francis Xavier College Church, which is on the St. Louis University campus. And I'd like to go by there too. The old rectory where the exorcisms were performed and also where the boy was baptized has been torn down and they've erected a new building. But I'd still like to get by there if I can find parking and just show you this church. It's an absolutely gorgeous church, and I'm going to take along my recorder and see if we maybe might get an EVP. It's possible. And then the third location was the psychiatric ward at the Alexian Brothers Hospital, which has all been torn down too. However, where the psychiatric ward sat is now a parking lot on the south side of a new hospital that they built. So I think I want to do a spirit box session there. So what I'm going to do is start off with a pendulum session at the Exorcist house if I can. Now, if you don't know about the St. Louis exorcism, which would be hard to believe if you're interested in the paranormal, in 1949, a boy from Cottage City, Maryland, started experiencing some really weird things. In their house, they heard scratching, the footsteps, furniture moved, things were thrown. And eventually it caught the attention of a Georgetown University priest. And he actually tried to perform exorcisms on the boy at Georgetown Hospital. The boy broke the restraints. He actually managed to get a bed spring and cut the priest. And the priest ended up having over 100 stitches. Now, the boy's paternal aunt and uncle lived in this house in Belnor, Missouri, which is just a little north of St. Louis City, and that's where one of the stops we're making today. They had purchased this house brand new pretty much right before this all happened. And the reason why the family decided to go to St. Louis is because the word Louis appeared on the boy's chest. So they took that as a sign, and I believe the mother and her family were from St. Louis as well, as an aunt who was into spiritualism, and that's where the use of the Ouija board story comes into play, and had recently died, also was from St. Louis. So they hopped on a train and they headed towards St. Louis to go stay at the aunt and uncle's house. So the activity continued, and what happened was the cousin of the boy, which, was the daughter of the aunt and uncle, she was a student at St. Louis University. So she brought this to the attention of her professor, who in return went to discuss what was going on with Father Bodern. And Father Bodern went to the house and he visited the boy, and he was convinced that the boy was possessed. The boy spoke in different languages. He spat, he urinated. It was just a crazy situation. So Father Bodern, he asked to perform the exorcism, and he was put in charge, although he had a few assistants go along with him. So he started the exorcisms at the house we're going to drive by and do the pendulum session at. And then he also moved the boy to the rectory. So they went back and forth and he performed exorcisms there. Eventually, because SLU was affiliated with Alexian Brothers Hospital, they started doing exorcisms there as well. And there were times where Father Bodern thought the boy was doing okay. And the boy even went back to Maryland at one point. But they ended coming back because it hadn't stopped. And so the final exorcism took place at the Alexian Brothers Hospital. So this whole thing started in January 1949, and the final exorcism was in Easter Monday, and I think it was, I don't remember the date. I got so many notes here. April 18th, 1949. All right, well, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm really interested in seeing what the pendulum's going to have to say, and just give you a view of where we're going to be heading. See? There, you go, drive straight across that road there. And it's down in that subdivision. So, okay, well, I'm going to see what we can do, and then I'm going to introduce you to my pendulum. I call her Iva. She seems to be pretty accurate, so let's see what she has to say about the Exorcist house. Okay, that's it. Several exorcisms were performed in this home. In the back upper bedroom, there on the left, is where the exorcisms took place. Now, the assistants kept records, and there's supposedly a diary that actually was released, but Father Boder never spoke about this again. But it said that the boy broke the nose of one of the assistants while he was being held down. He was really violent when he was sprinkled with holy water. He had high-pitched screams. He urinated all over the place. He spat at the priest. He broke wind, and he had super physical strength, and he would go into seizures, and whelps and words, scratches would appear all over his body. One word was hell, and supposedly on his shoulder and on his leg, a devil's face appeared in whelps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my digital recorder and get my pendulum, and we're going to ask some questions. This is my pendulum, Iva, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. I hope you can see both my hand and Iva in that frame. It's kind of hard setting this up in the car. But anyway, Iva's at a stopped position, and the first thing I'm going to ask her is, Iva, show us a yes answer. It's back and forth usually. Iva, show us a yes answer. You're not cooperating, Iva. Iva, show me a yes answer. Please, Iva. This is really weird. She won't show me anything. She's just kind of jumping up and down. Iva, please, show me a yes answer. Okay, back and forth, if you can see that. That's typically her yes answer. Iva, please show me a no answer. Okay, a circle, she's cooperating now. Circle going clockwise, that's her typical no answer. Iva, stop. Iva, show me an I don't know answer. Okay, that's a circle going counterclockwise. That's her typical I don't know. Iva, stop. Show me a maybe answer. Okay. Swinging back and forth is her typical I don't know answer. So swinging left to right is usually her yes, and that's what she's indicated. Circle going clockwise is her no answer. Circle going counterclockwise is her I don't know answer, and back and forth is her maybe answer. She's really not cooperating too much. Iva, do you not like being here? Yes. Iva, do you know what the Exorcist house is? Yes. Iva, did the devil come to St. Louis in 1949? Yes. Could you give us a better yes answer so they can see it on camera? Very good. Iva, stop. Is evil still here at the Exorcist house? Yes. Big yes. Iva, do you want me to leave this place? Yes. I can tell you don't like it here. Iva, stop. Was the boy possessed in 1949 by the devil? Big yes. Iva, stop. Do the people who live there now experience the evil? Yes. Do you want to leave, Iva? You're just jumping up and down, and that's a yes. Should I leave, Iva? Just so everybody knows, Iva, could you show us a no answer? Because all you're responding is yes. Show me a no answer, Iva. Oh, my sleeve isn't in the way there. There, see? There's a no answer. Alright, lady. I can tell you're not liking this. Iva, stop. Did the boy scream during the exorcism? Yes. Iva, stop. Did words appear on the boy during the exorcism? Yes. Iva, stop. Has the story most of us have heard, is it all true? Yes. Iva, stop. Is the boy still possessed today? No. That's good. We got one no answer and it was a good one. Iva, stop. Is Father Bodern, is he resting in peace? Yes. Iva, stop. Was it the devil who possessed the boy? Yes. Iva, stop. Quit jumping up and down, lady. Just a few more questions, Iva, I promise, and we'll go. Were there demons with the devil possessing the boy? Yes. Iva, stop. Are those demons and the devil harming anyone in that house today? Yes. Iva, stop. Should the tenants of the house move? Yes. Okay. Iva, stop. Do you want to leave? Yes. Okay, Iva. Thank you. And we will leave now. Okay? Thanks, Iva. Wow. I'm thinking there's still issues at the house. I did read that since the new owners who have taken control of the house really don't claim to have any issues. But when it was up for sale, there were people who would come in and they would just feel really sick. And in that back bedroom, they just, it was always cold. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll catch an EVP. According to Iva, she's confirmed the devil was here in St. Louis in 1949. And it seems like maybe is still here. So, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go by the church and give you guys a look at that. And then I want to do a spirit box session down at the Alexian Brothers Hospital campus, which now it's St. Alexis. Okay, it's misting here. I don't know if I'll get a place to park. but we're coming up on the church. It looks pretty crowded. And where you'll see this newer building right here is where the rectory was. It all looks like no parking. Yeah, I don't know. But there's the church. And that old rectory is where the exorcisms took place. So, I don't know. I'm going to drive around here, see if I can find a place to park. If so, I'll get out and you can get a better view of this church. It's an awesome church. I've driven around and there's just absolutely no parking anywhere unless I get lucky here. And so we're just going to drive by it again and see if you can get a good look at it. It's St. Louis University's campus, so just like any college campus, parking is tough. And it's the St. Francis Xavier College Church is what the name is. And like I said, that the rectory part, it was nudged right between this building and the church, and it was also at that back part. But again, I'll show you the newer building, and you'll see where the rectory once stood. It's this newer building. Ooh, we're good here. This is nice. Oh, is there parking here? Oh, did I get lucky? Oh, is this a drive? All right, I got a place to park, I think. Oh, no. It's commercial vehicle loading only. But this building right here is where the rectory, the old rectory stood, where Father Bodern performed some exorcisms. It also baptized the boy. So I'm not in a good parking spot. It's commercial loading only. Here, if I turn off my windshield wipers, see if you get a picture here. It's a really beautiful church, but I think this is about all I'm going to be able to get, guys. So this is where it was at. So after the exorcism took place, Alexian brothers sealed the room shut. From what I read, even the window of the room was boarded up, and people could drive by here and see that boarded up window. So it must have been sort of in the front. The original Alexian Brothers Hospital was a 4-story building. I believe it was 3 at first, and they added a 4th story. And from looking at the pictures, again, like I said, this parking lot is where the exorcism took place. Probably up on like the 4th floor. And after they sealed it shut, it was supposedly never opened again. There's all kinds of stories in St. Louis, all about, I'm showing you the parking lot, all about people in that wing, on that floor. They always had, oh my, I've heard so many stories, such as crucifixes being turned upside down. They heard growls. It just goes on and on and on. Voices, footsteps, every kind of paranormal thing you could possibly think of. It happened on that floor of that wing. Some people said the wing was eventually boarded up too, but I couldn't find that information. All I found was they boarded up the room, sealed it, never went back in, and sealed in the room was a statue of St. Michael, because the boy had said that prior to knowing that he was gone, in quotations, that he saw a vision of St. Michael fighting the devil and 10 demons. So St. Michael apparently won the battle and the possession ended. Now, when they were demolishing the building, a workman claimed to have found, when they finally opened up the room, claimed to have found a diary of one of the assistants. So I don't know how true that is. Like I said before, there's so many stories. The Catholic Church did seal all the records, and Father Bodern, it is said, never spoke a word about the exorcism or anything that happened along with it. So I don't know how reliable that information is. There was one of the assistants was a student at the time at SLU, and he wasn't bound to secrecy. And since then, I believe he has given accounts and interviews and all that. So I think we're going on what these diaries say. Now, I just want to say something about the Alexian brothers. They were an order. Now, I'm not Catholic, so I hope that I get this right. But they were an order of priests, I think priests, that they helped the sick, and they brought the sick in. You could be anybody, and they would take you in. I think they have their origins with the Black Death, that they took care of people with the Black Death. So, and they were one of the first to have like a psych ward. I mean, I don't know how innovative the psych ward was, but they were one of the first to have a psych ward. They would take in anybody, and I'm thinking that's why the kid didn't go to SLU Hospital. That they brought him here instead because of the Alexian brothers' generosity. Plus, it was free. I don't know if the family was financially drained at that point or what, but they would dispense, and they had a drugstore across the street, and I'm almost wondering if that's it, the Alexian brothers, and they would dispense medications for free to people too. So there's a lot of history on this property, not just the exorcism. Now, because supposedly this diary leaked, and that student who was not bound to secrecy had spread the word, and because back in Maryland it was just, it was gossip scene and all that, Blatty, got the information, and it said that Father Bodern begged Blatty not to write his book, but Blatty said that he would make changes, and then, if you read the book or see the movie, you can notice those changes quite a bit. So I think they changed it to a 12-year-old girl instead of a 13-year-old boy. Anyway, that's some of the history of this spot. I'm looking at my notes. Did I miss anything? Father Bodern died in 1983. He was 85 years old. And again, like I said, he never disclosed anything about the exorcism. The last assistant to die was in 2005, so I think everything is dead with him, because as far as I know, the church never opened up those records. So, and there's these accounts of these diaries that certain people in the media supposedly have. The boy, some people think they know who he is, and if you Google around, you come up with names and all that, but I'm not going to go into that. But from what I could find out, it's reported he's still living and having a normal life. So he went on to do really well, which is good. So, but you know what I want to do? I want to do a spirit box session here. Okay, got the equipment out. I have an extra piece of equipment today. So, let's put this on scanning, see if we get anything. Is there anybody here from the 1949 exorcism? I'm going to turn it down a little. It tends to get real loud and soft. Ooh, we got something. Did you know Father Bodern? Is there anything evil here? Was that a yes? That was a yes. Say a yes again. My name is Shannon, and I'm here to inquire about the 1949 exorcism of the boy. Does anybody know anything about that exorcism with Father Bodern and the boy? Was the devil here in 1949? Is the devil still here? Are there any demons here? If there are, why did you possess that boy? Was it because he played with a Ouija board? Are Ouija boards bad? Do you like my crucifix? Can you turn that crucifix upside down? If you hear, can you show me the sign of your presence? Are there any demons here? Is Father Borden here? Can you tell me your name? How many are here? Did St. Michael run out all the evil? Did St. Michael chase the devil away? That was a yes. Can you say that again? Yeah, there's a lot of contamination here because we are in St. Louis City now, so a lot of traffic. Is there anything you want to say to us? If so, all you have to do is use that white noise, and I can hear you now. Or you can speak into this recorder, and I can hear you later. Do you like my crucifix? Is this the most blessed hospital around? Is there anything you want to say? Okay, well, I have to leave. It's getting late. This is your chance. Did you know Father Bodern? Did you like him? Is he resting in peace? Well, I hope you find peace. Thank you for talking to me today. I send you blessings. Can you say goodbye? Can you say the word light so we know that you're here? Can Can you say the word love so we know that you're here? Can you say my name? Can you say anything that would prove that you're here? Can you say the word hell? Can you say devil? Can you say demon? Is this site clean? Is it a good place? Do you want me to leave? I got awful loud. Say my name and I'll leave. Say your name and I'll leave. Okay, you're losing your opportunity. I want to say you're not allowed to follow me. You can go on to a different place, but you can't come with me. Thank you for talking to me. Goodbye. Can you say goodbye? I leave you in peace. Okay. I'm out of here. Bye.